Hi everyone. Well, before everyone starts to panic and accuses us of scaremongering, we're not saying there's a 100 mph storm coming, but we are questioning that a couple of the models really, because a couple of the models are showing a storm system with these kind of strength gusts, although some of the models aren't showing anything like this whatsoever. So this is what we're going to explain to you with this video. So we'll start off here with the American computer model that we use quite a lot, and you can see the system that's coming in through tonight, and that's this little low pressure here, and this is showing the wind gust strength. So as we move through tonight, you can see this little storm come through, and then as we move into Thursday, it seems to settle down a bit before the next system comes through on Friday. And then as we move into Saturday, it calms down briefly, and then we get this little area of low pressure down here to the southwest develop. And this is developing due to an interaction between the cold air coming from the northwest and the warmer air coming up from subtropical regions, really. And it depends where this area of warm and cold air meet and how strongly they clash, in a sense. So with the American computer model, you can see they meet down to our southwest. And then the storm system moves up across southern England with the strongest winds out here over France. Now, we're looking at gusts here, potentially 55-60 miles per hour once again, but it's not too severe. And even if it does move slightly further north, it doesn't look like it would be that major. But like I said, this is the American computer model, and a couple of the other models are showing something quite different. So now we've switched over to one of the European models that we use quite a lot. This is one of the more reliable ones that we actually use for most of our forecasts, and you can see this tonight's system moving through here, and that moved through as expected as we move through and then as we move through tomorrow, it calms down a bit with the next system coming through on Friday daytime with some very strong gusts in this system as well. So you know, gusts 60-65 miles per hour very likely down here on the south coast. But this is where it starts to get a little bit interesting and a little bit complicated. As we move through into Saturday, we see the same little system down here, down to the southwest, that the American computer model showed us. But there's a bit of a difference. There's a bit more warm air associated with it coming up from the south, and a bit colder air associated with it coming down from the northwest. And this slightly stronger mix, or should I say larger difference between the two mixes of air, is triggering this little low pressure to be potentially stronger. Now, if it happens the way this model is showing, it literally explodes down here to the southwest, and then as it moves up towards us, it becomes extremely intense indeed. These isobars are so close together, there's barely a gap between them, and these winds, you know, you can see them really extreme strength here, right up on the top of the scale. And then as we move through into Sunday morning, it moves away very quickly, and like the other model was showing, well, later on anyway, it starts to show high pressure starting to move its way in. So let's get a bit of a closer look on this. So we'll run it through again from tonight, so you can just see what we've got over the next couple of days as well. So this is this evening, and you can see these very strong gusts moving through, and then they last pretty much half the night really, and then into tomorrow morning they start to weaken as the winds come around into the west. And then the rest of tomorrow doesn't seem too bad with the wind strength, you know, gusting maybe 30-35 miles per hour at the most. And then as we move into Friday morning, it starts once again. So we get these strong gusts moving up, coming up from the south this time, and then they move across southern England. You can see some very strong gusts here. We've got really, we're going to be pushing 60-65 miles per hour potentially again. So yeah, so some very strong gusts. And then as we move through Friday, later on Friday, of course, they move away, but we've still got some pretty strong gusts through the English Channel. And then if we move into Saturday, it calms down once again gradually. But then as we move through into the second half of Saturday, before it first of all it calms down, but then we start to see the wind direction change, coming around to the south or southeast, and the little low pressure system that's coming up from the west of the Bay of Biscay moves up towards us. Now, this far out, this is coming up Saturday night into Sunday. We can't do it hour by hour, so we have to skip forward every 3 hours. But you can see this. I mean, this is pretty much maxed out on the scale, this whole area here, at 95 miles per hour. So, you know, we could see gusts in excess of this as it moved through. And then by 6 a.m., most of the system has moved through. So it's really peaking anywhere as it moves through this part of the English Channel here. So of course we could be affected by that. But like I said, we're not saying this is going to happen. What we are saying is that there's likely to be a spell of windy weather and potentially quite wet weather as we move through early Saturday night and Sunday morning. But as I skip back one more frame again, but like I said, we're not sure if this system is going to be like this, or it's going to be more like the American computer model and keep it down here to the south. But of course, as soon as the models start to become a little bit more aligned and agree with each other a little bit more, we will let you know. And of course, we will give you potential warnings if and when they'll be needed. So yes, that's pretty much it for now. We'll let you know more about this tomorrow and the next day, and hopefully this storm's going to miss us and it won't cause any problems. But of course, if it does hit us like the European model showing, it could be quite significant. Anyway, that's all for now. Goodbye.